Hey, I recently found myself in possession of some fennel. Have you ever used this? I hadn't. So I hit up my good friend Google for some ideas. The first recipe that I saw was a creamy broccoli and fennel pasta. It looked so good. However, my family had had a lot of pasta recently, so I tweaked it, took the main idea, and turned it into a chicken and rice bake. Let me tell you, the end result was amazing. I know you're gonna love it. So let me show you how I did it. Start with a small to medium onion. Now, do you want to know the secret for cutting an onion quickly and without all those tears? Well, let me show you. There's this hairy end here that is the roots, and this end, which is the stem. So, after cutting the onion in half end to end, you should trim the pointy stem end off. Remove the peel, then cut parallel lines from the trimmed end up to almost where the roots end is. The closer those roots you get, the more likely you are to cry. Now turn the onion the other way and make perpendicular cuts all the way up until your onion is fully diced. Add a couple tablespoons of oil and your onion and some salt to a pan and sauté. When your onions are just about translucent, add some garlic. I like to use minced garlic from a jar just for convenience. And if you want to use fresh garlic, that would be awesome. I would probably start with about 2 cloves and see how that tastes. I also added about a teaspoon of mustard seeds with my garlic. If you don't have mustard seeds on hand, just go ahead and add a squirt of mustard later on. Now, once the onions are translucent and the garlic is fragrant, add a 1/4 cup of flour. What you're doing here is making a roux, which is the first step to making a white sauce. So after you've cooked the flour for a few minutes, start adding the milk. Do you see how I'm just adding the milk a tiny bit at a time? I have found that that's the secret to making a white sauce with no lumps. Let the milk get good and hot, and it will incorporate very easily with the flour. I used a total of 2 cups of milk and a 1.5 cups of water, plus a tablespoon of Better Than Bouillon soup base. I used chicken, you could also use veggie. I added the zest and juice of 1 small lemon and 1/2 teaspoon of fennel seeds. And this is when I would add mustard if I hadn't used the seeds. Melt in 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese and then taste the sauce. You can add salt and pepper to your own taste. And remember, this sauce is going to flavor your rice and your vegetables, so you might want it to be a little extra salty. Now add your chicken. I had some left over that I had cooked in the Instant Pot. Feel free to use rotisserie chicken or canned chicken or whatever it is that you have. Then add 1 cup of rice. My personal favorite is a long grain rice like basmati or jasmine. Now add in your chopped broccoli and your sliced fennel. Mix it up so that everything is well coated in the sauce and then transfer it to your casserole dish. Top this with another 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. Then cover with foil and place it in the oven. I baked mine at 350 degrees in a convection oven for 45 minutes. Remove the foil and bake for another 10 minutes or so until the cheese is golden brown, just like this. Oh, this smells so good. You have got to try this. Please let me know if you do, and you should. Also, let me know if you have some recipes for using fennel, because guess what? I still have another one left. Thanks for following along as I made this creamy, lemony chicken and rice with broccoli and fennel. Keep a lookout for another video and see what I dish up next.